Today my family is coming up on our 5th anniversary of being cord cutters, and it's been quite a ride. We started our cord cutting journey long before it was very easy to become a cord cutter. Back before services like Sling TV, PlayStation View, Hulu, DIRECTV Now, the list goes on, made it easy to catch a lot of the content that you would otherwise be missing. So I wanted to kind of give you a look back on our cord cutting story, how it's going, how much money we've saved, and how we did it, and how we do it today. So let's kind of jump in here. So why did we become a cord cutter? Well, it was cost. Just to be very honest with you, we had just had a baby, our first daughter, and we were looking at saving some money. We had car payments, a little bit of credit cards, nothing crazy. But when we sat down and we were like, okay, we're going to stop going out to eat as much. We're going to stop this, and this. Cable TV, in our case, DIRECTV, was one of the big things there. The other thing was content. And it's not so much about having access to it. It was about the fact that we didn't really watch it live. Our DVR was our life. And we typically watch shows 2-3 days later. And with the growing popularity at the time of Hulu and accessibility of most of the shows we wanted on Hulu, it kind of became an easy move for us a lot to say, you know what, goodbye to cable TV and hello to cord cutting. Lastly, cost. I mean, I just can't say it again. Cost was a big part of our move to becoming a cord cutter. How did we do it? Well, first of all, one of the things we realized when we were looking at everything is we already paid for Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. We had Amazon Prime for the free shipping, and we used it a lot. We were huge Prime shoppers at the time, living kind of a little bit more of a rural area for my wife's work. And so there wasn't a lot of shops, so we shipped a lot. And then we also had Netflix for the content. Well, we looked around and realized, hey, so we're paying for cable, satellite, plus Netflix, plus Amazon. That's a lot of money when we could just drop one. So we looked at adding Hulu. And back then, 5 years ago, adding an antenna, if you were lucky back then, we were not. We lived in a very rural area with no over-the-air. And we decided to ditch cable and go with these 3 services. What were our costs, when we were looking at this? Well, we had $112 a month for DIRECTV Now. Now, that was the out-the-door cost. That included taxes, fees, everything. We were paying $112 a month at the time. Middle tier package with their Genie DVR, I believe they call it. And we were also paying for Netflix and Amazon. So on top of that, we had $9 for Netflix. I believe that was the cost back then, and about $8.25, however you work out that $99 a year fee on Amazon there. So when you add it all together, it really made sense to ditch DIRECTV back then. The new cost for us was just Hulu. We kept Netflix, we kept Amazon, and we added Hulu for $8. So we saved over $100 a month. Taking a look at that, we were paying over $1,000 a year, $1,344 a year for DIRECTV. I kind of broke it all out here on the screen. With Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon, it was only $25.25, if I did that math right. Somebody's going to correct me on that. New cord cutting cost was $8 a month. In total, we were paying $303 a year, savings of $1,041. That's pretty significant there. To get started beforehand, and I recommend everybody do this, is I had added in or gone on eBay and found a Roku HD. Now, Roku HDs is an older line. It was pretty cool. It was one of the earlier HD Rokus, and I was really excited. I loved it. Put it in our bedroom. Now it's kind of comparable to maybe a Roku One, and that was a big part of it. I had a PlayStation 3, still have that PlayStation 3, and that was in our living room, and that was our setup. So PlayStation 3 and a Roku HD. Those 2 devices got us started in cord cutting. But a lot has happened since then. So that's where we got started. That's what was available 5 years ago. Well, since then, we have had a lot of cord cutting services come out, mostly in the realm of live TV. Sling TV was the first real nationwide live TV streaming service aimed at cord cutters that gave access to ESPN and CNN and all kinds of services. That was a big moment because when I became a cord cutter, I gave up college football. Yeah, over-the-air TV. Buffalo Wild Wings on a Saturday night or Saturday during a Michigan football game was a popular choice. but I definitely gave up a lot of content that I missed. And now with these services, I could subscribe for just a few months. I'm not sure what DirecTV Now costs. I believe I had ESPNU included in the 112, excuse me. But back before we moved there for my wife's work, we were Comcast customers in Michigan, and they wanted $145 for internet and the cost of adding ESPNU to our service, and that was like a $50 jump in cost for us. So the ability to like, hey, I'm getting all the ESPNs, SEC Network, ESPNU, 1, 2, access to watch ESPN, plus like 20 other channels, yeah, for $25, this is an awesome deal. So that was a big turning point. And since then, PlayStation Vue, DirecTV Now, Hulu, YouTube TV, the list goes on and on, have come out and made cord cutting so much easier. Add in a ton of niche content. The great thing about cord cutting is the ability to get what you want. For instance, if you're an anime fan, there may be some on Toonami with Cartoon Network one night a week nowadays. But in cord cutting, there's whole services dedicated to anime. And the list goes on and on. From wrestling to surfing and fishing, there's a streaming service for everybody. And cord cutting makes it easy to find those services. So I was really excited about it. So that's kind of the move forward. What do I use today? Well, we still have Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon. Again, Amazon, I love it for the shipping, and they have a lot of good movies. They've really been doing a good job there. I know a lot of people struggle with the issue of what is included and what's not, and I think Amazon could do a lot better on that. Netflix, I'm a big fan of Netflix, and Hulu, very active on there. Those are the services that I pay for year-round. Now, during football season, I pick one or another live TV streaming service now and use that to watch my football. And it's great. I don't have to subscribe for an entire year. I can subscribe just for the time I want it. And that helps us save money and get access to the content we want. So those are the services we use. I've since upgraded. Now, it's hard for work because I get everything for work now. I have every Roku made in the last 5 years. I have all the versions of the Fire TV, Apple TV, NVIDIA Shield, first, second generation, Mi Box. I mean, the list goes on and on. So I have a little bit of everything right now out there. But primarily, I do find my new Roku TVs. I recently upgraded to the new TCL 2017 version of the Roku TVs in the family room and in our bedroom. Really love the fact that they're all in one, no cables. The sleep timer is pretty cool. I've been playing around with the Fire TV Edition smart TVs, and they're nice. I really like, though, the 4K HDR on the Roku TV. So that's out there. But as far as what devices I have every version of Chromecast, NVIDIA Shield, everything. But what I use in my home, it's typically a Roku player. I find my 4-year-old daughter can use it, and when my parents come over, they have no problem using the Roku. So it's a good device. It seems like everybody can use it. Well, what are my costs today? Well, again, Netflix has raised its price to $10, $8 for Hulu, $8.25 for Amazon, and $25 a month for Sling TV is what I've been doing in the past. I think this year I may try some other services. We'll see what happens there. But we'll explore that. But again, I only have to pay that for 6 months a year for football. And that's August through January. So it's kind of nice to have that flexibility. If I had stayed with DirecTV Now, or DirecTV, excuse me, over that same time period, I would have paid $6,720. And that assumes no price increases. Let's be honest, there probably would have been a price increase. So I probably am saving about or I would have spent over $7,000 in my cord cutting experience. Have you been wondering how you can become a cord cutter? How you can do this? Well, check back here regularly. We're going to be starting a series of videos like this to kind of lay out my cord cutting story, how I can help you become a cord cutter. And join us every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, on YouTube and on our Facebook page, facebook.com/cordcuttersnews. We do weekly Q&As live where I'm on screen with our cameras here and we're answering your cord cutting questions. So join us, post your questions there, or follow us on social media, facebook.com/cordcuttersnews, at cordcuttersnews on Twitter, and cordcuttersnews.com for all the latest cord cutting news, tips, and tricks. But I hope this kind of look at my cord cutting story has helped you learn what we did, maybe inspire you to take the plunge. It really helped us pay off some debt. You know, this wasn't everything we did. We cut home phone, we cut back on our cell phone service, went to a prepaid service or Straight Talk to save even more money, and of course cutting out eating out, and the list goes on and on. We were successful in paying off our debt that we wanted to pay off. So hopefully we can help you save some money too. Questions, comments, let me know. Hopefully this video got you started in cord cutting.